Most improved player, we call that the MIP versus the MVP. But we did get the latest sign of that hype this morning. The city unveiling the crypto version of the Wall Street Bull right behind me here. The industry is very much right now the center of the tech scene here in Miami. I spoke to investors who have moved here recently and businesses that are taking Bitcoin for everyday payments. And it's becoming more of a status symbol and proof that you belong to this growing crypto crowd. At Freehold, that's a bar in Wynwood, the owner there says there was demand from customers to pay in Bitcoin, so they started offering it. The group, he says, tends to be younger, and they tend to spend more.
I think it's a cutting-edge thing. I think it's different. Just like 10 years ago when somebody would pay with a black Amex, I think like paying with Bitcoin or crypto is something new and different and eye-catching to where even the bartenders are taken aback.
People in South Florida are buying some more expensive items in crypto as well. Bob Denison runs Denison Yachting. He says he's sold roughly a dozen yachts so far in Bitcoin. Half of those were last year.
So there's a lot more like let's get out there and do things type of a spirit with the crypto crowd that we have. And we love that. We love seeing people take a yacht and actually go places that are really exciting instead of just hanging out at a marina.
So maybe more risk takers?
Yes, I would say younger, risk taking, and more adventurous. Let's go do something nobody's done before.
And guys, there's some other signs of the crypto boom here in Miami, aside from just paying with it. This might look like your average pickup basketball game. The catch, though, you got to own a certain cryptocurrency to get in. Members of Miami Tech Runs tell me this Sunday game is where networking and deal-making happens. The price to join was $200 when it started. It's now closer to $1,200 based on a spike in that cryptocurrency. And guys, people have compared this right now to Silicon Valley a couple decades ago. I talked to one investor who likened it to freshman year of college. There's still a lot of optimism, a lot of excitement, and people are still open to making new friends and connections. But John and Deirdre, as you guys know, the other part of Silicon Valley that might sound familiar, a potential bubble. Back to you.
Yeah, you certainly hear both sides. And Kate, the industry, especially over the last year, has become increasingly divided. You've got the Bitcoin maximalists or the maxis versus the Web3 crowd. Put another way, Jack Dorsey versus Andreessen Horowitz. Can't help but note last year, Dorsey and Elon Musk were there. How is that playing out on the ground this year?
It's interesting. Anybody that's coming to this conference behind me here is a fan of Bitcoin. Last year, I was told there was something in the language in the speaker's agreement that you couldn't talk about any other cryptocurrency besides Bitcoin. Like you said, it's grown immensely from just the days of Bitcoin. This is really a convention for those who might be maximalists, might believe in the long-term value of Bitcoin. But there are hundreds, if not thousands, of other use cases for this. Anything from, like you said, Web3 to even DAOs, or the idea of tokenizing a pickup basketball league. So that hype is really clear here. It also seems that there's not a lot of people, going into the conference. There are, but, they're behind me here. A lot of them have just come to Miami to come to some of the events and to network. So even if you're not a Bitcoin believer, it tends to be the place where you're coming to network and do as many meetings as you can.